The weekend's approaching, so I love to bake, and in particular, I love to bake with Trish from the Cadbury kitchen. She does the best cheesecake, and this one is no exception. What have we got here?
This one's a little bit different. It's a baked cheesecake, and it's called the Chunky Chocolate Cookie Dough Cheesecake.
It's a mouthful, isn't it?
It is. It's excellent.
So I always have the job of doing the base.
Yeah, sorry. So we've got a really easy base, just some chocolate crumbs with a little melted butter, and that's going to go into a lined springform pan. It's a little bit bigger, so it's a nice big cheesecake for an occasion for the family. So perfect for the weekend.
And we've just blitzed them, or you can just use the back of a heavy spoon or a rolling pin and just really pound them until it's a fine crumb.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to place it in there. We've just lined it with some baking paper.
Yeah, we just give a little extra collar with the paper on the springform pan for a baked cheesecake to give it a little bit of protection on the top and to help stop cracking.
All right, well, I'll get onto that.
Okay, and I'm going to start the cheesecake. So I've got 3 blocks or 750 grams of Philadelphia. One of the really important things when you're cooking with Philly is to make sure it's well softened before you start mixing. That helps to stop the lumps, so you can either let it sit at room temperature for a while to soften down, or you can put it into the microwave for each block around about 30 seconds on high. And these are beautifully softened.
I'm going to press this down, and pressing down with the back of the spoon works a treat too.
Okay, I'm just going to soften down the Philly. One of the main things also with a baked cheesecake is that you shouldn't overbeat it. So even more important to have that cheese nice and soft. If you beat it wildly, you just beat in more air, and then when it gets into the oven, all that air's trying to expand and get out, and that creates a whole lot of cracks.
Can I put this in the fridge now?
Yes, please. Just chill it down till it's a little firm. Doesn't need to be overly long. This is looking great, nice and soft.
What you got there?
It's some condensed milk.
And that's going to give it its sweetness.
And richness, beautiful. Now, what I need you to get on with is the cookie dough. So all you need to do is to cream the butter and sugar. I've got some caster sugar and some brown sugar there. Once that's come together nicely and it's a little fluffy, then we can add a little bit of flour and a little bit of water to bring it together to make the cookie dough. And then we need to chop 200 grams of the dark baking chocolate into it. Into the cheesecake, I need to add 3 eggs. And that will help the Philly to set. That's looking really good. Just turn that off. And
lush.
Yes, that does look lush, doesn't it? Now, what we need to do there, now that that's creamed, is to put in the flour and a little bit of water, and then we need to chop that chocolate nice and chunky. So we get a chunky cookie dough.
Flour.
I might actually take that out.
And it is, I was going to ask, where's that cookie dough? And this is it, with the base here. We're making a dough, and then we're going to fold it through. We're going to mix it together.
Well, what we actually do is to spoon it in and make little chunks. So some of it will fall to the bottom, and some of it will hang around the top. So it can look quite motley, but the flavour of it is amazing.
And I could probably get that base out now because it's been chilling for a few minutes.
Great idea. So I've got some dark baking chocolate here, and we can just chop that in. And I like it nice and chunky. Maybe not the full size of the pips. That looks great. Do you want to pour that mixture into that pan?
This is my favourite bit, just seeing it just drop down. Oh, yeah.
Yummy.
We'll scrape that all out.
Now we need to put that into our dough.
Okay.
That is chunky. Now we've used the dark baking block here, but you could use white, I guess, or you could use milk baking block as well. And of course, the flavour of real chocolate, so it's going to taste amazing.
Oh, this cookie dough, if there's any leftovers, I could maybe make my own cookies.
So that's super chunky. All we need to do with that now is to just put spoonfuls of it into the mixture. So it's quite soft, so as I said, some will fall through. Cool. Some will fall through, and some will hang around the top, depending. I'll put that bit of chocolate is fallen out.
So what, about half a teaspoon?
Yeah, just dollop it in.
We're going to bake that for
around about 40 to
minutes.
45 minutes.
And then we'll let it cool in the oven, and then we'll chill it in the fridge. How good does that look? Pretty good. And look at all that oozy, yummy cookie dough.
Oh, delicious. So I'm just going to finish off around the edges just with a little bit of grated chocolate.
Always got a little special touch to finish
just
off.
something to finish her off. Lovely and chunky. Now, would you like me to cut you a piece?
I couldn't say no to you.
Look, I think it's good to have a look inside so that you get the feel of the actual cookie dough. There we go. All chunky. You can feel it when you cut it.
Let's have a look. Wow.
There you go. I would be highly delighted if you would try that.
It would be my pleasure.
Nice one.
That is one hell of a cheesecake. You've outdone yourself there.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Good. Thank you. That's high praise.
See you later. Bye.
Okay.